Hey, welcome back to another Let Loose Dog Talk, guys. We have a special guest today, Mr. George, aka Top G from GGKs. He's our special guest. We have Ernest in the house, and like always, Gabriel from Gam's
Mr.
American
Gabe.
Bulldog. But
What's
hey,
going
let's
on?
give a round of
Hold
applause
on.
to Mr. George for being here.
Oh
Welcome,
man, glad
sir.
to be here.
Hey, to be honest with you, man, for like this is truly 100%. Like for me, for everything you and I have gone through, knowing each other, this is the honor to have you up on our platform, man. Really, truly
Oh,
appreciate it. Thank you for
Yes,
being here.
oh man, I'm pleased to be here, man. I don't consider myself to be nobody special, but I got a journey like anybody else. But glad y'all called me up. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Gam, how you doing today, my boy?
we can't hear you.
Yeah.
I'm doing all right.
Okay,
All
there you
right.
go.
Cool.
Just making it, but we're good.
That's what's up.
Okay. Now,
Hey,
Gam, I never met Gam before. Gam, where you at?
I'm out of Los Angeles. I think just on the Instagram, never in real life, or I think just yeah, but J
Okay,
American
okay,
Bulldogs.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Facebook,
What's up, my
Instagram.
man?
What's going on,
Oh,
man?
oh man, living this dream they keep talking about, man.
There it is, right?
yeah.
You know,
I
we,
can't
we
call
here,
it.
we here. That's right.
So
That's right.
So before we get into your journey and everything, hey, everybody that's tuning in, if you all know Amy Blackwell American Bulldog, she's going through a little hard time right now, a loss of a close family member. I'm not gonna put all the information out, but send up a shout out or prayer, keep
Yeah,
positive
prayers
energy
to
in
her.
her family because she's going through a tough time right now. So Amy has done a lot for the game, a lot for me personally as far as learning breedings and things like that.
Yeah.
Amy's she's hats off, much love,
Definitely.
much strength and comeback for what you got going on, Miss Blackwell.
Hang
Yeah,
in there,
man.
Amy.
Absolutely. Our prayers and our thoughts are with her for sure. I
Yeah,
can only imagine. I saw
Yeah,
her earlier today. For sure. For sure.
yeah.
yeah, no, definitely.
Man, if it's okay with y'all, man, we just have a moment of silence for Amy, man. It's all
Yes,
right.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah,
Amen. Amen. Yeah, I think we've all had some interaction or conversation with Amy at some point. So we definitely prayers and
Yeah.
thoughts about the family for
yes,
sure.
I
Definitely.
think a lot of us in no matter what part, we're an American Bulldog, an old English Bulldog. She's touched a lot of platforms in a lot of people's homes, not just for breeding, pet home, knowledge, reproduction. She's done well, more than
Yeah.
enough, many,
Yeah.
many.
Yeah. For sure. Well, absolutely.
yeah.
I mean that's key too. Is the floor open right now?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good transition point. You said she's done enough of work, uh, uh, business or hobby, whatever you want to call it. Um, I think one of the things you guys asked me about my time in the breed, but before I get to that, one of the things that I noticed early on was that some breeders just outworked others, not outworked them for productions, but they either had the dogs working in weight pull, bite work, catch work, showing a competition, but they did something with these dogs other than just yard ornaments or
Yeah.
selling, is essentially uh, uh, for lack of a better word, my grandfather used to call it a Heinz 57 type of deal until we get it perfected to a certain point of phenotype. But it's one thing to be a public producer, but it's another thing to have somebody that's been in it long enough to have attained some knowledge, at least went to a working event or two, maybe seen a hog catching, maybe seen a cow catch, a bull baiting, or maybe a confirmation show. But Amy, like you guys and I have, we've done some work, you know. And I think it's important. We don't need nothing else after we get done talking that when you get into any dog, whether it's a boy bull or or a foxhound or whatever. Find what a dog's supposed to do and do it at least once in your time while you're breeding these dogs, so you can talk about it.
Right. Yes.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I think one of the things you guys asked, man, the journey, man. I got some
Yeah,
pictures
Mr.
of these
Grant. So
dogs.
let's talk about your journey into the American Bulldog or just dogs, man.
Man, I'm 54 years old now. I don't know how does that equate into you guys, but I've been around for a little while. I'm not old, but I'm not young either. Um, I have some pictures in my house of my grandfather. He's holding. Y'all might have seen me posted a few times. He's holding what we call an old Southern white English bulldog, and these dogs are probably more like a bullhead type of bred dog, but a little shorter. Southern white English bulldog. They had agility, they had nerves of steel, and they would catch anything from a tire on your truck to a pig to a cow or a squirrel or coon. It didn't matter. They had nerves of steel, and if they didn't, we called them quickly.
Okay.
And but I've been around that type of dog since I was knee high to a broomstick. I have memories far back as 5 or 6 years old with these white English bulldogs. And over time, my grandfather managed all the breedings and stuff, but we didn't sell puppies like that. He wanted something special for whatever he felt was necessary, and he did it. And most time it was a band dog after he had a couple of purebreds. And whether it was a shepherd and they worked for a while, but sometimes they lose their nerve, or whether it would be a Doberman mixed in one time, and this dog just couldn't be controlled. It was too hot. But he would catch everything, and he was probably the best dog we had out of all the years we had him until I got about 13. I had one named Rambo, and Rambo was just my baby, and he would do everything I needed him to do, and somebody stole him. And so I got out of dogs for a while. I mean, as a young kid. And I think my wife and I got together in the early 90s, 92, and we bought our first Rottweiler in 94. 93, 94, and I bred Rotties from 93 to about 92, 9 or so, something like that. And I had some nice large frame German rocks that was massive. And I didn't know a lot about conformation. I knew I was studying color and the registration paperwork, where they came from, more so the conformation. But they were big. And big is not always, and we're gonna get to that too. People had a misconception that a 30-pound bull is the tell-all be-all,
Yeah.
but it's not. And
Yeah.
the crew that's fall in love with these midgets are 17 inches at the withers a male, and that's not it either. It's got to be a middle ground of a standard of that we got to at least somewhat try to agree on. To me, but by and by, I got into American Bulldog. I want to say 2000. Bought my first dog in 2009, I believe. And we started studying in 06. We contacted breeders for about 2 years. And it took us a while to sell, because this first thing I noticed that the variation was so wide. I saw the tall legged Johnson style, then I saw a short English style, and I saw something in the middle. I saw the Scott standard type, and and I was trying to understand what the dog was supposed to be. So I stumbled across the NKC website and I read it, a little better understanding, and then I made my decision to have. And I found the first kennel I went to was Walker's, the American Bulldogs, with Jennifer and Eric West.
Yeah.
Some going back. Some of y'all know them. Some of y'all don't.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
Solid.
And,
solid.
yeah. I mean, and for me, so those two was great. And beautiful dog, female. Him, Jennifer took care of me. I was a military veteran, and my family was with me. And my son George took care of that first dog we had. And it was Leia. Leia, wise, was a beautiful. Wasn't too tall. She was probably 21 inches or so, but she was a bull, 98 pounds of this steel. She was wicked. Slow able, if she thought you was bad, she'd bite you. And I mean, really, no warning, no barking, no growl. If she looked at you and she deemed you to be a bad person or a threat to this house, you was good as hit, you know.
Yeah.
And something would happen before I could catch her, you know. She had, and I hate to say it, but everybody she bit had a problem. They was not right.
Yeah.
She was better judge the
Hey,
character than I was.
they just know sometimes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Man, I'm telling you,
Y'all,
man,
that's-
she God bless her dad. She hated my dad. My dad said, "You train that dog not to like me." I was like, "Pop, man, I didn't have your DNA here, man." Man, my dad, man, she hated my. She sit in that corner and growl at him, man. He tried to call her, but nevertheless, she was a group. And we had a litter of pups off her. She lost. She died having pups. Her next litter, so it was a tragedy. But it was a blessing and a curse at the same time because we got sued. You guys got dogs that will bite. I admonish you to put up beware of dog signs everywhere on your property, and don't let people near those dogs because if you know they'll bite, they will bite, and next thing you have a lawsuit against the insurance company property.
Why you say that? Let me just dial that back. I'm gonna just say off the top, do not put a beware of dogs. You want to put protection dog, guard dog, security dog on premises, because if you're saying beware of dog, you're letting the public know that you are aware that that dog is going to bite someone. But it's different when you're saying that you have a protection dog on premises. I learned that the hard way. I actually had a cop come up and it's a working dog, so you are aware, but you're not in the. It's so saying beware of dog. Is saying you know it's gonna bite somebody, but you think it won't. So if it does bite somebody, they can sue you. But if you're saying you have a protection,
that was a long time ago. I guess that changed, you know.
Yeah. Now you put I have a security dog, a protection dog on the premises. And you already know. You know I ride with one every day.
I know. You got to kill him too, boy. I know. I don't smoke with that dog. But no, I mean, there was a lesson learned, you know, and it took us back a little bit. And I think my insurance might have dropped me. I think it was a big lawsuit. But nevertheless, we talked about it. We love the dog, and we ran away from that, and picked up two females from David Herbert's and Imperial Kennels, I think it was, in New York, and Diamond. And I remember those days. I was just really getting out here, learning about these dogs, and I'm not one to sugarcoat my trail. You know, a lot of guys, I knew this, and I knew all these folks. And I didn't know a lot. I hadn't traveled a lot at that time, and I walked Diamond and showed her on the front pole and a little bit of sport work. But back then, everybody in the boulevard was fighting about one thing or another. It was a lot of chaos. Y'all might remember them days.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember. Yeah. I know Dennis and the boulevard. I mean, it's always something going on. East Coast, West Coast, Midwest. It was always a fight. Man, it was. I mean, these arguments would go on for days and days, man. People want to pull up on each other. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And so me being who I am in ministry, I actually remember trying to speak peace on people, trying to get people to calm down and leave it about the dogs and leave the family out of it, you know, because I didn't care for all that. You know, I can defend myself and all that stuff, but I'm just not into all that. I'd rather not, you know. So I just remember having them conversations. But Diamond, for us, never was a good producer, but her sister, though, was. And her and Rhea, by the time I got around to that point, is when the breeding took off for me. I had a couple blowouts with some males. I got a male from Jennifer, washed out, and people may not like this one. He was a dog that came back to her, and he was whoever had him didn't train him right. He didn't understand who was in charge, you know, and he wanted to be in charge. And on my house, it's not like that, you know. I'm in charge, and no bulldog tells me what to do or shows his teeth at me or tries to bite me and get away with it or live to see it.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. Yep, definitely.
So I don't want to get in trouble with nothing, but I have to dominate my property, and the dog has to follow the rules.
Yes.
And so me and this male had a run in, and I threatened his life, and I said, "You want him, you better come get him." And we parted ways with that dog at that point, so I knew I had to go a different direction. But I got a dog out of California that didn't make it. He came from weather that was too soft, and 80-degree weather in Georgia killed him. I don't want to go too deep in the West Coast. Some of you guys might remember Bullfrog Wayne, I think it was.
Yeah,
Um,
I know who that.
That's
I
broke.
forgot it. Way back, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's throwback.
that's old
And
school. Yeah,
that's when I first met Glenn Brett. Glenn Brett brought me that dog from Cali, and his name was Exxon, and he was a pretty dog. And back then, everybody was chasing 50 blood. 50 was still the remnant of 50 was the hot thing, and he was out of Wolfman. And I know some of these dogs structurally were terrible, but I wanted it because everybody else wanted it.
yeah.
Man, I gotta get some 50 blood. And I look in Diamond's pedigree, has some 50 in there way back. I'm like, yeah. Man, I ain't know nothing, man. I'm just out here trying to figure it out. And I'm glad he died because he was structurally terrible. I mean, and look at hindsight, I learned better. I'm gonna be honest, man. And I forgot what we went after that. Maybe I got before I ran into Sean Dean. I had Red. I got Red. Red for me, Red was the one that put me really on the map heavily. The show after I got my hands on him. Me and Sean Dean crossed paths. Thank you for putting Red up. That's my dude right there. There's your picture too,
definitely.
Ernest. Thank you.
Very, very nice.
I missed
What'd
that
you
guy.
say? What'd you say, George?
I said, thank you for putting that picture up there. Red was my guy, man. I missed that dog. Still miss him.
Oh, trust me too.
And man, he was, I mean, he wasn't perfect, but for a
He
dog
was
that weighed
beautiful.
about 115 pounds, his bone, he threw
Right.
so much better than himself. It was ridiculous. He could breed him to a donkey and get a bulldog. I'm telling you. I mean,
I
didn't
never
matter.
heard that one.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
outproduced himself. I have pictures of so many males and females that just look better than him because he just threw it down like that. But I didn't do that breeding. I won't take credit for that. But before I get to him, one of the best pieces of advice that any breeder ever gave me was Sean Dean. Sean's my friend, my brother. Like him, I hate him, doesn't matter. But him and I are good. I went to Sean and I picked up Storm. Storm was but y'all remember all the hoopla with Moose and all that craziness, right? And all the Beto and this and all that.
Moose and
But Moose was a gorgeous buckskin, dark
that was a
buckskin
big
dog to me.
boy. That
I like
Moose was
man.
gonna like turn the whole game upside down.
He did. He did for a while, but you gotta have attributes. But I wanted some of that blood, and I got Storm. Storm was down off of Moose, and Storm was a piebald girl. And then I got Red about the same. And Ahmad Mathis had did a breeding with Payne and Taraji. And I saw Red, and it was me and I think it was Grant back then. Grant wanted Red too, but I ended up getting Red, and there was a little bit of kerfuffle. And I got Red, and I told Derek, I said, if I get him, I'll make him famous. He said, for real, Jordan, I'll make him famous on the map. And I got Red, and he was such a big bone, and he was such a gentle boy. He was alert, but he wasn't a goofball. He was alert, good bulldog IQ, and his posture said I'm protective without having to bite anybody. You know what I mean? And he was just intelligent to me. And we went to our first show that Julie Bingham put on. It was an ABRA show in nowhere, Tennessee. in the mountains, man. It was up in the mountains. Me and my wife and my daughter, and I think I had I didn't have one of the stands. Yeah, I eventually got a stand or two from Sam Harrison, and I learned a lot. I'm watching videos, and I've always been a Westminster fan. When I had the Rottweilers, I watched Westminster AKC shows all the time, and I loved it. Put them up on the stand, and they were. So I had an idea in my head what it should go like, And so Red and Snowman to their first show, I think Jeremiah and Callie handled the two dogs. And they got ribbons first show. And they were pups because they were some good looking dogs. And from there, I was hooked after that. I was hooked. And one show after another, about the third show, I champed Red out, champed Storm out, and and the breeding just seemed like the pups just sold, man. He was such the big head and his bone. He wasn't overdone in no way, Actually, rear, but he threw big rears, his feet in the rear were straight. He had a little bit of turn in the front, just a smidgen. He was a big bone dog, of that dog. But man, my pup sales went from $800 to $2,500, and down south, that's a grip for down south pups. But part of it though was because I was in the ring.
Yeah,
and Red competed against a few dogs. It wasn't just a one dog ring, and it set him apart and it set me apart. And that's the advice that Sean told me. Said, George, go to a show and champion at least one dog. And we were hooked. My wife handled, my son, my daughters handled. Kylie went from junior handler to intermediate handler. And before I knew it, I was thinking, hey man, I can call a dog. And I think I want to be a judge, because the first judges I talked to ever in my life was and spent time with me was to sit down in the back of the truck for about an hour was Don Matthews.
Mm.
Believe it or not. Papa Don, they call him the Don.
I was like, Papa Don.
I mean, people have problem with name of his kennel, man, but Don is old, man. Don's like 80, bro. And he came out in a different time zone, man. Confederate Kennels did his thing over the years. And I bet he's put more dogs on halls than any other breeder on the planet. I don't care what you say. I just seen him. I seen it. People could just come to him to do that. And the knowledge he has, him and old Scott, is they're the last of the Mohicans, man. They just are. You gotta respect it. You love them, hate them, whatever. I don't care about that. They did the work. Oh man, wow. Look at that.
We got you.
Oh man, y'all got me, man. Y'all been digging, man. That's crazy. Man, how did you know I was gonna do that? Oh, but Don spent time with me at a show on the back of the truck. Was talking like two gentlemen, man. It was no black, white. It was just two old veterans, really. He's old veteran, and I was a veteran, and just kicking the bobo about whatever and these dogs. And I said, and then Robert Cox, my big brother Robert, came along, and the rest is history. I said, man, I can do this. And so to that point, I did notice though that there was a lack of color at the show. There was a lack of African Americans and Hispanics at the southern shows. I can't talk about up north and west, but here in the south, there wasn't a lot of other participation. And so around that time, Ernest may remember, I formed up simultaneously the Buffalo Soldier American Bulldog Club. And I did that for a couple of reasons. Because of the despairing gap of African Americans in the breed that was showing, I did it to try to bring them in, to show them a different side of the game instead of just puppy milling, so to speak.
Yeah.
And also to give them a safe place to air out their own issues, and network to build in the community. I got called racist, I got called prejudice, I got called kind of stuff, but there's groups for everybody on Facebook. If you want to be whatever, I'm not, because we're in such a charged up time right now, but man, if you like Vortex shooting stuff, I'm a hunter. It's Vortex group, it's Glock, it's trucking groups, it's women group, it's transgender groups, it's every, and
every kind of groups.
Every kind of group. Like you just start your own. Like
every kind of group, standard group, dog group, black dog group, and you name it. And so what was wrong with me having a club exclusive for people of color and or our friends who associate with us who we can trust, whether it be Hispanic, Chinese, or white, but we got to be able to trust you. And I call ridicule, but I weathered the storm, and at these big shows, I think I remember one time I seen Dale. This is years ago. I seen Dale Morgan down at National. He said, "Hey George, we came on top." And he came up to me. He came up to me now. Yeah, we started talking, and he told me thank you for at the time bringing out more diversity at the shows because it was a drop.
Yeah.
And it's dropped back off again. But for about 3 or 4 years, it was popping, man. It was popping. And so to me, I felt there was a positive influence that I was able to do. I thank God for it. Judged some shows, did my time and apprenticed up under various Dixie Luckman. I did apprenticed up under Robert. Robert was hard, man. God, it was hard. Apprenticed up under Alan, up under Pete, up under Bobby. You name it. Some of the heavyweights. I apprenticed up on them. Even I'm drawing a blank. Stu, Richard, Maggie. I mean, all of them. You know, for the NKC wives.
Mr. George, and how long was the apprenticeship for?
Well, for some, they do it in a couple of shows. For me, it took a little longer because I didn't always agree with what was being pushed in the group. And one of the things I felt strongly about was that I don't have to agree with you. I got to hold a standard.
Yeah.
I never forget this. And I was up under Dixie at the time, Dixie and Patty Mims. And we was doing the best of breed or something. And I watched this little dog down in Nationals, and they was ready to put the dog up. I said, "Oh, hold on." And I pulled out the stand and I said, "Have it go one more round and watch what you see. Look at this point here." And they had the dog travel one more time. I said, "Dang it. Dixie, Miss Dixie, I love Dixie. I haven't been to the show, but I always send her, money to support her show. Sometimes 2 of them, you know. And because I was seeing the catch me at a bad time, but Dixie's my girl. Love her or hate her, I had no problem with Dixie.
You don't need that.
She said, "George, I didn't see that." She said, "Thank you for standing up. And that's we need that." She encouraged that because they sometimes you get tunnel vision. You know, you can get tunnel vision and you forget what the standard's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And the dog, I said, the dog was small. She's over conditioned, and she's got a hitch. And to the side, I broke this dog down, and it just blew her mind in the moment because sometimes we get caught up on the person on the end of the leash versus the dog on the other side, or because she's been first so many times she can't be last. Oh, she can be last. Case in point, I had a dog one time. I'm not gonna call no name because he might never forgive me but for this. But it's the only dog in the ring. All I had to do is examine the dog. That's all I had to do. 3 or 4 times I tried to approach the dog tried to bite me. I've been bit before. My man, Cinnamon, what's my guy name?
Oh,
I'm drawing a blank. I'm getting old. Cinnamon.
yeah.
Justin, or what is it? I don't know.
Justin,
Justin, yeah.
Justin, my guy, man. I love Justin. He's man, top notch set up, great boxes. He comes down, he's always looks good, right? And he can show a dog and he breeds good dogs. But Justin had a dog named Prophet, and Prophet caught me. I was up on the Pete. He bit the crap out of me, man. I'm bleeding like a cut hog, man. And but you know what Justin did? He snatched that dog up out the ring, disciplined that dog, and left the ring. And he was winning. And he apologized to me. "I'm sorry, George, but my dog won't know." And that's integrity.
Definitely.
And I appreciate that. And so here I was trying to judge a dog that I couldn't approach. Sideways, backwards, or under the dog. Try to bite me. And I said, "Man," I can't give a ribbon, bro. Man, I said, "Man, listen, I'm sorry." I said, I can't give you no place ribbon because the dog is too aggressive. I don't know if the dog is racist or just don't like people. But I mean, if y'all laughing, man, if you don't expose your dog to all colors, your dog can't get colorblind.
That's true. That is true.
True that.
I'm trying to tell you. I mean, there's a photo around, and Ernest seen it with my dog around a variety of police officers. Red.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that one?
Yep.
And they loved him. They would come by, hey, hey, Mr. Grant, where's Red at? Where's our boy Red at? You know, he was not preferential to your skin color because we exposed him to everybody.
Yeah.
And that's important for people who want to show. Take your dog to the park, let them see all kinds of people. Don't bring him out your backyard. Tell them I'm going to the show and they're already showing aggressive signs. That's not good. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
The dog's gonna hurt somebody, and then you're gonna be in a bad situation. But that's how it was. And so it took me a while. I want to say about 3 shows, and then 2. I'll be honest with you, I was lazy on studying the questions. I studied the standard, and my memory, because I got TBIs from the Army, and I've been blacked out a few times. Sometimes my memory gets foggy, and my recall is bad. That's why when I preach, I have the scriptures in front of me. I very rarely will I quote scripture in text because my memory is bad.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if you know your problem, deal with it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it took me a minute, but once I got it, man, you know, I enjoyed
don't
it.
show it to your house unannounced.
No, don't do that. You already know Ernest been here. Don't do that. From the front door to the kitchen to the back room, but it's wrong house, buddy. Lord, hey man, law enforcement don't have to come on my porch.
That was a night. I was like, hey, yo.
Hey, listen, man. I'm a shooter, bro. I can't help it. Hey, man,
he had his hand on the gun and everything. No one, no porch light or nothing. He said, "Who you?" I said, "Hey, Mr. Graham, it's me." It's like his phone. He said, "Bo, what are you doing here?" He said, "Son," I was like, "Yo."
That people, hey, man, I'm sorry, bro. I forgot about that.
It's good.
It's a blessing, man. Wow.
It was an amazing day, though. That was amazing.
Ernest didn't forget. Now he knows.
Oh, yeah, I definitely know. I'm calling every time.
You got to announce yourself. Yeah,
for real. I was never showing up unannounced. I don't care if it's a surprise, a gift, or nothing like it was. I don't care. We ain't surprised nothing no more.
Man, listen, it was late. It was late, too. Wasn't it late?
It was late.
Yeah, that's the problem. It was late. It was after
like the thing, like your whole family knew, but you didn't.
Yeah,
they made you come to the door.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. That's wild. I remember that,
man.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. He's a big boy. He's in Tennessee too. That dog. He's in Tennessee. He's doing good.
I was gonna ask how Megatron's his name, right?
Megatron. Yeah, they renamed him. He's doing good. Big old baby, 140 pounds, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, I was talking to Dennis. I was like, man, ever since I gave him the dog, I ain't seen him.
He's a dog. He's huge, man. When we got him back, man, we was going through. It's like our dinosaurs took us a while, and with the kids leaving, and it was just so much transition between my wife's health and the kids going to college. You remember Kylie? Yeah. Kylie's in a master's program now, man.
Yeah.
Master's degree. And this kid was at the dog show with me at 15 years old.
Man.
14, 13 years old. And now she's got a master's, almost with a master's now, almost done.
Oh, man.
There you go.
At Georgia Tech. So, and
because I was going to say she was at GT.
Yeah. Was bringing me to this point here. One of the things that I wanted to accomplish was to be first at something. I come from a long line of landowners and entrepreneurs, and I had my trucking business to the dog business, going from Graham's American Bulldog to GGK, which would stand for God, George, and Kim. God's the head of man. I'm the head of my wife, and that's just how we ran it. God, George, and Kim. So, and with my family involved in it, we were able to do some things. So from the shows we went to we put on 2 shows here in Grovetown. No one had ever seen, and you may not know this, but Kim validated this. I was the first African American to put on the dog show. I think Felix did a man of color, Hispanic, did one in Florida before his black man. I was the first one to put on the dog show for the NKC.
Nice.
Did y'all know that?
No,
I did not know that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was big. It was well attended for the pictures too. It was well attended. here right here in Grovetown. The venue was nice, and we did it 2 years. Buffalo Soldier American Bulldog Club, confirmation for the NKC. And
Oh, awesome.
what again, I don't know, but we did it. And it was a great time. I treated my judges. The judges had a ball. They had matching polo shirts I got for them, and we had that was great. Yohani did my Iron Dog work, man, and it was a great time. Great time. Great
Not
time.
many
So
people know Yohani. Yohani's been around for a while.
yeah,
Been
man, he's
around.
OG, man, and he's not
He's
that
gonna
old, but he's
be.
been in the game.
Yeah, he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna be doing too much of anything. I haven't heard of anything about him lately. But
No,
he did everything it always does. Dixie Luxman's like working stuff and things like that.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
taking a bite from a protection dog at the show also.
really,
Oh yeah,
man. But
yeah,
should be,
yeah.
but you got. I think what I'm watching this how like even this podcast. I don't know how many people y'all got watching. I'm hoping 3 or 4.
We got
Maybe
people from every
maybe
single
it's 50.
platform. So
Yeah.
But that's good, man. I'm glad. I remember we used to do Facebook interviews, and I would when I used to do, and people don't realize is out of a lot of transporters, I used to transport dogs too, and I went as far as Colorado and Oklahoma, all the way up to Maine, down to Florida, all of in Texas. And man, Ernest, how you doing, Ernest? Being legitimate, I wasn't legit, Ernest. I was bootlegging, bro. Man, from the boulevard. From the boulevard to whatever dog form. Hey, yo, I'm putting together a trip. I'm here to there. And I love my man, Glenn Brandt. Glenn that formed how to calculate the dogs. And I put as many dogs I could in my Suburban, and I rode my Yukon, and I ride. You know, I did it in my Dodge when I had my Dodge truck. And it was fun, for a
it's a
couple of 3
lot of
years that
fun.
we did that. And we met a lot of people. I tried to do interviews. That's how you get out. There's one way to meet people have with these kennels. Well, I remember
Yeah.
meeting a trailway out there in New Mexico. My man Thomas out there in Colorado, and my man with the doggo up there, Chris, up in Oklahoma. He does the dog Argentos, and he hunts these wild boars and stuff. And I met Tarak up on the same run on that. Been down to Florida. My goodness, I don't know how many in Florida I met. Daniel Berber and God, um, how many others? It's too many to name.
Yeah.
But traveling really did
Yeah,
me some good, and I was able to appreciate this dog so much more on these rides. And sometimes you get an aggressive dog, and you got to handle them a little different. Somebody got a dog that can't hold their poop or their pee. You got to clean up a lot.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot about myself and my family. Sometimes I would drive 24 hours straight, and I shouldn't do that, but I did it. Catch about 4 hour nap and get on the road again. I know Ernest has seen them days, trying to meet deadlines but
many of
meeting a lot of people on the road, which
them.
I think it's a good transition point. In all of our Facebook fights and the Key Warrior combat stuff we've had over the decade and a half or so, almost 2 decades, I still appreciate the American Bulldog. I see the extra short ones that really are English, and I smile. Not my type. You can't give me one. I won't take it. But then again, I produced one. Didn't mean to, but there's something called a kennel stunt that can happen.
Yeah.
When you got a litter of dogs that everything in the litter is 100+ pounds, you got one that stays in a small case for a long period of time and don't get no exercise, they can get stunted. And I believe it's a real thing. I got a little female chocolate that we produced her out of Red's daughter Hope. You might remember her, Ernest Hope.
I do.
Hope is in North Carolina. We bred her to a dog out of Kessler's kennel, one of chocolate with dog cognac. And a beautiful litter. Everything in the litter is 100+ pounds, except for her. She's a midget. She's a bowling ball, but she's a midget. But she's the only dog I got right now, because we've had some bad things happen around here. And I'm gonna run her to her first cousin, or to the red and white dog that's a red grandson, 50 BMG and Pepper. He's a white-faced dog with a red bodysuit. I put in a group a while ago. Beautiful male dog, 100+ pounds, young, and got good confirmation on it. Very nicely conformed, believe it or not, for that dog inbred, but line breeding with this, not inbreeding, it's line breeding. So we should get back to big on that, and I'll probably end up keeping a male here from that litter, just to have one in the yard, maybe a female, who knows? But we downsized tremendously. One dog here, got a couple dogs spread out, some males are stud out. All on one female in my personal possession. We blessed some people with some dogs. We shipped some dogs here and there, and they had some good success. I think that's where the breed has changed. Everyone, for a period, they got very, very greedy, and we couldn't partner, or they became untrustworthy because we didn't do the right thing. And I've lost money. If you've been in the game longer than a couple of years, I know, Dennis. I know you lost some money. Ernest, you lost some money
definitely.
by now.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
money
people-
in my
people-
mind at the same time.
People promise to pay and then they don't pay, or the breeding don't work out. They renege on the breeding, or we're running back later.
Or you bought a dud puppy, or
you bought a or they didn't produce, and you had to pay for the dog because you sold the dog to someone else. You bought it for one person, and you sold to another person, and the dog bred 5-6 times, don't produce. Guess who got?
Yeah.
you.
Because I sold the dog. I didn't produce it, but it came off my yard. So, man, I don't know how many thousands of dollars we done lost in this game. You have some thick skin and take your lumps with grace, because you're gonna get some lumps. I don't care what the contract look like. If you're not money for a lawyer, the contract don't mean nothing.
True.
The handshake means more than to be honest with you. Because the average breeder don't have that kind of loot laying around to hire a lawyer for $20,000-$30,000. They just don't have
To get 5,000.
to get
Right,
5,000.
right,
For
right.
what? Right.
It costs more. Yep.
Make it make sense, you know.
Right. So I can't see it.
Literally make it make sense.
Unless you come in here as for my son or steal one of my autos, it's not worth the time for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like these dogs, man. They die, they have heart attacks, they have heat strokes, they get frozen to death, they breed themselves to death, they die during birth, they have breaches and stuff you don't know. They think that, I mean, it's all kind of crap happen. You go outside, you got 8 healthy puppies, you come back, you got 2. I mean, come on, make it make sense.
Yeah. That's
You
true.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and some guys are doing really well. I watched some of this new class out. I want to make some mentions here. I'm probably getting in trouble calling some names.
Yeah, mention who you want.
I want to spotlight a couple guys that I've seen. I don't necessarily they ain't my style of dog per se, but how they've been diligent in the business. If I had to give out some diligence awards, I would give an award to. My first award would go to Marco Thompson.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Yes.
Let me tell you something.
Last week.
Yeah, we just had
It
it.
was.
Yeah,
we just had it last week.
last week.
Oh, y'all nephew all out there, man.
Yeah,
that's
because you know he got that red son, and now he got the grandsons.
Man, he's got some stuff out there, and he's got a little bit of my stuff out there, and I hate that Hoss got killed by a cougar, but he died protecting his family. Hoss was amazing, you know, perfect. I remember I picked Gene up. I went to Texas again and picked Gene up and brought her the breeder red, and so you know, me and Marco was in the middle of a transaction with that, and he got the pup out of that. So you know, but to me, I watched that young man move. Most of the move with grace. He didn't really get into a lot of people. People come business straight. Always amicable, willing to talk or work something out. And watching him develop this oldie box bowling balls, my God.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been, again, and then it's in my style of dog because it's American-ish, it's not too old-ish, whatever it is. It's an F1, I don't know, F3, I don't know what it is.
He got a couple of F1s, couple of F2s. He's doing a lot out there.
Well, hey, man, my brain don't work that fast, but they good-looking dogs. You know, I don't count the generation, but he's been astute in that developing what he likes and being able to come back to a standard. I think he's been very astute. I got to give a shout out to, and again, I don't care for the dog size or the height, but I got to give a shout out to Ryan,
William Ryans.
William
William,
Ryan.
William, yeah, Will, Big
Yeah,
Will.
yeah.
Will is doing some good work. And because the American Bulldog, the standard is supposed to be a male should be, 22 to 26 inches, something like that. Female should be, 20 to 23 inches right in there. And nobody's got dogs like that now. Well, I do got a couple that I produce, but very few people. Some out west, what's my man, Dax and other people got some big dogs out there, and Bobby's always throwing some huge dogs, but you can't buy them dogs. They don't sell them. But,
True.
Yeah, they don't
But,
give them nobody.
my favorite to see on their list was Sharky. Sharky was a beautiful dog, and I never seen him in person. I would love to put my hands on that dog if he was ever alive. He was beautiful to me. But
Solid.
people don't necessarily breed for the standard anymore. They breed for what they like, what they want, and I think that's what's separating a lot of the bulldogs nowadays. People don't care about the standard, and it's like just like. I'm not going to proselytize y'all, but just like the word says, without a vision, the people perish. Without a standard, the breed diminishes.
Yeah, true.
Without a standard, the breed diminishes.
Yep.
And so when we, I'm gonna put myself in it too. When we propagate aesthetics and don't adhere to standards, we lose the essence of what the dog was created for. I mean, if my wife's health was 100% turnaround and I had two of my older kids that were working with me and I had the space, I probably would go and get right now. I'm gonna tell you, this is what I would do. I would go and get one of those Brindle's standard dogs from my brother Robert Cox, and I would get one of my bullet bred dogs and I would work that breed. I would work it, or get a stand from Cliffside Watkins. He's got some bullhead dogs down there.
Yeah.
Y'all sleeping on him for your working dog. I'm telling you, he got some nice, tight bred bullhead dogs down there. And I don't think he advertised them yet.
Who is this?
Cliffside Watkins. Cliffside from South Carolina. And he came into the show stuff following me. And but the show got to be too political and he backed away from it. But Cliff's my boy. I like Cliff. But he's got some bullhead pups down there. And they nice. You want some dog that can breathe and work. I've kind of transitioned my mindset and trying to get some hybrid vigor that's stable and a little bit of muscle that can do something. Because we've had so many dogs stroke out. And what do we keep doing? We keep doing what? Inbreeding and breeding again and running the back and running the back. But if the dog can't live outside in 105-degree weather, bro, up under the shade, he ain't ready, bro. Oh, I gotta bring him inside. No. You work in 105-degree weather, drinking water with the big hat on and the neck covered up, the dog's going to follow you.
Yeah.
That's my philosophy. I mean, my bulldogs stay with me on that farm from sunup to sundown. They go lay in the pond, and they lay in the pond and find a mud hole, but they worked. They caught hogs in the heat if they had to. And so, I've had the bully dogs. I produced some very nice dogs, but I watched them die, man. Red right here. And a lot of people don't know the story about Red. Tyler was doing work. Lost track of the time. And I got one killing. Ernest has seen. I got a killing here. I still got it, Ernest. It's got wood on the bottom and a metal top. It's really an oven in the summertime. It's really a bad thing, but it's good for isolation. You can sterilize it to a degree when you're doing a breeding from a visiting dog,
Yeah.
So I keep them in there so I can clean up real good and keep off the ground and all that. So that's why I have it. So I put Red there to keep him from doing something, isolate him just for a minute. And I told Kyla, I said, let him out. And she got to doing homework on a online presentation, a lecture, and forgot about him. And the sun was on this side of the house, shining over the back, right in on him. 3 hours later, my dog was dead.
Damn.
I was I was actually I was there that day. It was right when I just left. It was right when I just left from picking up.
Yeah, I was on the way home. I was on the way
I actually
home.
Yeah, I got a picture. That was like the last photo taken of Red.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
and
me
it
and
hurt.
Red
It's,
that
man,
day.
it took me 5, 6 years. And that was in 2020, something like that. We just buried Red's ashes when Diamond passed. Diamond passed away at 10 and a half. She had a kidney failure. And I just poured his ashes in the grave with Diamond. Diamond was his buddy. And Red would have been 10 or 9. 10 now, 10 by now. And I held his ashes that long, but I was attached to the dog. That is how bad it was for me and him. That was my boy. I bred him over
Red
time.
was a solid dog. He was a solid dog.
We was, but you know what? Ernest, he was my dog, and this everybody's got that one dog they fall in love with, and
Yeah.
then it changes, and something happens to the dog, it changes them.
Yeah,
And
that was a day whenever I came to pick up Megatron. That was the day I actually got to meet Red and put my hands on Red. Solid,
yeah,
solid, amazing temperament. It was a super cool dog. I mean, his build was beyond anything. I like. You don't really get too many ABs like him. That big giant dome, that big thick body, and
yeah,
that bone was crazy. It was crazy
right.
bone.
And to be 24 inches, that's what I loved about him. He
Yeah,
was strong. He
yeah, he
was
was a
24
good.
inches.
Yeah, I mean, he was a super cool dog. I mean,
It's a good
it was
dog. So
heartbreaking
not
for
perfect,
not just
but
you. I don't think it was just heartbreaking for your home. It was heartbreaking for a lot of us. A
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
us.
Well, I appreciate. I got y'all show us a lot of love. And I appreciate that. But back to the breathing, his breathing was Red was solid. He was heat tolerant, but that situation killed him. And after that, it seemed like the tighter we tried to breed it, the worse it got. They look
Mm.
good, they look cool, but their breathing got severely challenged. I mean, you got a lot of Mufasa in there, you got 50 in there, all the greats in his bloodline, and it just gets tighter and tighter. The nares and the breaker, what do you call that? The breaker, whatever in there, all that stuff. It ain't open no
The
Soft
more.
cleft
palate.
palate, the palate.
Yeah.
The front palate and all that. Man, he got worse adenoids than me, man. You know what I mean? Sleep out, you know,
Kind of like a
and
chicken.
big head, big old fat neck, man. These dogs, man, they look great, but man, they ain't nothing for outside. And so we got to think about function. We're losing some function. We're losing durability, and these dogs are getting softer and softer every generation. Um, my sister has had a couple litters of mixed pit breeds, and they had a Pavlo shot yet, and them dogs lived to be grown, healthy, big old fat dogs. They barely get dewormed. And we run to the vet, man. I killed the whole litter one time, giving them a bad Pavlo shot. I got Pavlo shots from Tractor Supply, brought them straight home, gave them to the pups, and all of them died.
Oh wow.
All of them died.
Oh man.
Gave them Pavlo. We was out there running IVs and trying to save puppies, man. It was crazy. They came in healthy, and I gave them shots, and everybody started dying. You know, but the point I'm getting is that we have something that's happened to the durability of these dogs over time. And all the pampering we're doing and state of the art kennels and all this stuff, and it's good, I suppose. But I remember the days, and some of you, is any of y'all older than me on here? Anybody older than me?
No, but I'm close. I'm the closest one. They're like 21.
I think Ernest's like 3 years younger than you.
How
Yeah,
old you,
pretty
Ernest?
much. I'm 46.
46. I turned 54 this year.
I'll be
So
47.
okay, you're getting on up there. You're maturing a little
Yeah.
bit. I remember us hearing our puppies up under the house. The dogs got puppies. They get about 7 weeks old. She come marching out with 6 or 8 puppies. We catch them, we deworm them, put a Happy Jack pill down their throat. They do the worms all over the yard, and they're good to go.
Yeah.
That's how it was. They did them by themselves, and now you got to pull puppies and do this and do that. The husband tree and all this. What is that, man? Get out of here.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
yeah, you know
That's
what?
how what
I've heard of that, and recently I've seen more and more people when they're like, they have puppies and they're doing like a lot of sensory stuff and all this like special stuff, and I can see where it's beneficial. But if we go back to, I'm sure everybody had a dog or some litters, or you seen them in the streets or on the farm, right? And
Right.
nobody was taking it to the vet, and
yeah,
nobody
we
was
didn't do that.
talking. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just they had puppies and they come out and they go about their way. We didn't have to monitor them, who's eating, who's not.
Right.
And
No.
and the guy was saying how is another breeder, like he's in another state. I think it was Savant or something, Canine. They do something, but they have some nice band dogs and stuff. And they were talking about how it's important to let the dogs and the puppies do like as much as they can on their own,
Yeah,
and naturally, and to make sure that they don't take that away from the mothers too, because then
Yeah.
that passes on, right? And now they can have these puppies alone. And yeah, because it's coming to that where you have these dogs and you got to rush home because if you don't get there within an hour, there's no puppies, right? But it shouldn't be
Yeah.
like that. We
Yeah.
should come home
It
and all the
shouldn't. It
puppies
shouldn't.
should be out and they're looking at you. You know,
Yeah.
you just got to clean
right,
up a mess.
Because it
right.
all became like this whole like sensory and baby and the dog when the dog is actually stronger than what we expect it to be. We have completely changed the mindset of a dog as we're treating it as if it's a baby and not.
Right,
I'm gonna say it, Gam. I'm gonna say it like it's not an apex predator.
Yeah, it's
right,
an animal for sure. You know,
right.
It
it's an
is.
animal for
And
sure.
and that's the thing. We have to have dominion. Again, I'm trying not to be preachy to y'all. Pastor Graham as
Preach
well.
on. Hey, this is what
But
you do. Preach on.
but you have to have dominion over your animals. And I see
Yes.
people with, oh, my baby, my dog was in the bed with me.
Yeah.
My dog, hold on, time out. Do your thing. I get it to a point, but when that dog becomes so indisposable, you're crossing some lines that God didn't intend for you to cross.
True.
You know what I mean? And yeah, it hurt me to lose Red, but I choked Red out before, man. Red messed around and he did something one day, and I think he might have snored in the middle of a breeding or something. And I picked the joker by his collar and choked him out. He was so when he stopped moving, I dropped him, and then he came to. That's the last time he ever showed me his teeth, ever.
There you go.
All 115 pounds. I'm in the air. Y'all didn't see me, Ernest. I'm a big dude. I picked him up and held him in the air. When he stopped wiggling, I dropped him. And he came to. It's the last time he ever growled at me, ever, in his life. I'd have knocked the feeling out, send the teeth, crack that muzzle, and they go to sleep.
Yeah.
But you have to have authority over your dog.
You do,
dog,
but you have to remain the alpha of the entire package.
You must.
You
must.
Like,
my wife was outside reminiscing with me a couple weeks ago, and we used to have a pack of dogs loose. Probably, babe. How many dogs we had loose at one time? 6. We had about 6 dogs that ran loose, and probably 10 in kennels. And they ate in packs. They understood the pecking order. It was Red, Diamond, everybody else behind them. And we didn't have no problems. Every once in a while, you might get a strange dog that didn't understand the rules to get smoked.
Yep.
But we didn't have no problem. I remember just the fact that these dogs know who's who. Diamond, her old age, because she was the last one here. We had Pablo here for you. Y'all remember Pablo, right? Pablo the David dog. Pablo, nice little boy, nice good looking dog. And I can't. If I had him for one more show, I'd have got a title on. But Dixie judged him, loved him. But he competed against a bunch of giant Johnson dogs, and Pablo's a little short, but well put together.
That's him right here, right, Mr. George?
I got to see Pablo.
That's Pablo, yeah.
In person.
Pablo's structurally solid, but short. He's about 21 inches. A little short, but you put him in the ring with a bunch of 24 and 26-inch Johnson, he looks like a shrimp,
Yeah.
But Pablo had attitude because where he came from, Willie, there was some kids that would antagonize him, and so he didn't like kids, and he was a little bit antsy if he thought you was going to threaten him. I mean, he didn't threaten me, but I guess I busted him one time, and that was it for me and him. But my older son was over here, and he didn't know him that well. But my son, he's bigger than me, and he was out there playing with him or whatever, and he didn't like the fact that Pablo didn't like the fact that George was playing with Diamond. And Pablo growled to snap at George. Man, Diamond rolled him. Wham! She rolled him because she was a protective dog over us. And so no dog was ever going to come in between. And he didn't know the pecking order. He might have been the male, but he was behind Diamond. And she was an old dog at the time, but she did not allow him to get out of place and was not going to allow him to hurt her brother, big brother George. Jr. And I think that kind of relationship comes when the dog understands their place.
True.
You know,
Yeah,
they know
I agree.
what it
I
means
100%
to
agree.
go to your corner and sit. Go there and stay. Don't come. Don't move. I love to see you doing the work with your dog, Ernest, when the dog is off leash or doing what it's supposed to do. You know, I could walk Diamond off leash. I could walk Red off leash. I could because I spent time with him. But you got to have dominion over your dog. They got to know their place at all times.
Yep.
And we don't teach that. And so it impacts your breeding, and it becomes a part of the DNA. Soft moms, soft dads, and they can't raise their pups. They can't do nothing by themselves, and they become clingy. You walk out of the room, they're whining. You know, you leave them home, they mess up because they're throwing temper tantrum. Get out of here, man.
Yeah,
My sofa up.
definitely.
Man, no,
Yeah.
no. But you see it though. You see it.
Yeah, you see it a lot.
You do. Out west, what's my guy that came up with a new not NK, it's National something Bulldog. What is it? The registry. How's he doing out there?
Who?
What's my guy's name? Chris. It's not NKC. It's kind of like the logo is kind of like NKC, but it's not. Come on, guys, help me
Richard.
out.
Is it Richard from Dog Pound?
But it's a registry. They created a registry out west.
Yeah, he created
NBKC, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. How you doing out there?
He's good. I saw him last week. Spent about an hour with him, just talking dogs and stuff. So he's doing good. He's gonna get the registry back on. That's one of the conversations we were having. He said he's gonna bring it back to life, have some shows, and just trying to expose it out there for the American Bulldogs.
Let's go.
Okay, it's good, man, good. What about I mean, we need shows, we need collaborations, we need sponsorships. People, they don't go to any sponsorships. That's one of the things we try to push. Is if I can't come, we used to travel to shows all the time, but we'll send a sponsorship. If I know your show is happening, I'm paying $25, $50 to help the show go because it costs money. It costs. I was gonna ask y'all something. I drew a blank. I'm sorry.
No,
what question?
The problem is yes.
What question?
Question? Man, I got a lot.
Go ahead.
We can't get into those. That's the next episode. That's the next
Okay.
episode. So all right. So here I got one. All right. So you're saying you said that your wife's health and things like that are not really doing too well. So you just laying down ABs and not doing any breeding whatsoever?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay. All right, cool.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah, we know you got something in the pocket.
No, don't call me Top G for nothing, man. Come on now. Right. No, so you missed it. I told you what I was doing next, but you missed it.
See, gotta rewind this.
Well, you said you could if you could.
All right, so watch this. You remember I did that, and I didn't show it to the whole Bulldog world, but I hear about breeding, people have trouble tying the dog. If you got a male to the hump, you can tie the dog. And Ernest saw the video I did on a breed stand with T'Challa. Remember that?
Yeah. That was a little while ago too.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. Oh, so you're holding them back.
Well, no. She lost him in the summer, and we ran it back. And I had my guy who was whelping the litter, and his health we lost the litter. Things just didn't work out. However, in the midst of some moves, we lost T'Challa, broke my son's heart. But I bred T'Challa with a Brumley female. T'Challa was, let me refresh you, T'Challa was.
I know what T'Challa is.
Jax, Illy K. Jax. Y'all remember him, right?
Yeah.
Jax was a Bobo's son, right?
Yeah.
And Occasional Wilson. And then I produced Marvell. Marvell was out of Riot, Blackwells, and that Braveheart girl chip I had named Black Widow, right? So it was our production. And so T'Challa, we bred him. T'Challa was naturally lean, naturally tucked, good angulation, about 24.5 inches, big bully head, a little bit soft on the passes in the front, but a good top line, level top line. And I think he could have showed probably 3 shows he might would have champed out. You know what I mean? Good temperament.
Is
But
this
we bred him to,
T'Challa?
yes, that's
Yeah.
him. He was younger. You see the top line's good.
Yes.
Angulation is
Yeah,
there.
triangulation is great. The shoulder
angulation,
layback
yeah.
solid. Head
Yeah,
type is good.
Right. Not a bad looking bulldog, right?
Right.
And we bred him to Brumley female before he died. And this classic Brumley, smash face, big barrel chest, little straight stifle, but big fat rear, but straight stifle. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping to get a nice male out of that for my pick. So we'll have that on ice over here. But in the meantime, I still got my little jip, the chocolate jip we bred. Her name is Nakia. We're gonna run her to my male over in Swainsboro, about an hour and 10 minutes away. That's out of Pepper. With Pepper's a champion, and that's a red daughter. And Pepper was out of Red and Storm. And the daddy of the pups, of the male I'm talking about, is 50 BMG. 50 BMG was a red grandson out of Zeke. Zeke, you remember Zeke, the big old pretty red dog male? Zeke is his dad, and his mom was Goldie.
Yeah, that bad boy.
That's Zeke. So,
that breeding happened. Zeke, you did a breeding with Zeke, what, roughly about 3
twice.
years ago?
I used Zeke twice.
Yeah.
And so 50 BMG was out of Goldie and Zeke, though.
Oh,
yeah, he's nice. That dude's rear end was the biggest rear I've ever thrown a dog. He was. I don't have nothing. His butt. His butt. His butt.
I love you looking for it.
He had what you call junkie trunk. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He had them hams like that.
Is Zeke still around? Zeke
is still alive, man.
He was in Georgia, right?
Yeah, he's in Georgia. He's down in Barney, Georgia, about 4.5, 5 hours from me. He's still alive. I can get semen on him if I want to. I need to ice it. That's what I should do. If the ship is still good.
I was leading there.
You just about to say that, huh?
I was leading there.
Yeah.
You know me. I'm always about throwing that on ice, man.
Because people asking about him, man.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me about Zeke the other day. But I like 50 better, though, because 50 was a better looking dog than Zeke to me.
Yeah, because you sent me both with the 2 breedings that you had going on.
Yeah, because Zeke, Zeke was solid, but total for Zeke wise, I thought 50 was better. 50 was better. He was a little bit long, though, but compartmental wise, shoulders and hams and head, he was better. Mm-hmm. As long as you're breeding to a long female, you'll be all right. But we got something cooking. We'll be spicing some stuff here and there. Like I said, we got a couple dogs scattered, and it'll be 1 or 2. We can get 1 litter a year, maybe. But we're not growing the kennel back. No, we're not doing that.
Okay.
But I help people with the dogs, though. I help place pups out. Help people move the dogs. My GGK's page is still up. If I like your litter, if I like you, I help you push your puppies. You know what I'm saying? I get calls every week. People, I got a call today. Hey, when's your next breeding, Mr. Graham? When's your next breeding? Every week, at least 2 calls about puppies, and I ain't got none.
Yeah.
Well, since I have you on here, we're talking about it. You brought up Remarco. I actually have something planned, worked out. I'm actually doing 2 oldie breedings with Remarco coming up early this year. Then coming up later next year, I'll be throwing a red grandson into my program.
Okay.
I'll be bringing to a red grandson to one of my females. So bring some of that GGK right in there.
I like that. Shout out.
Yeah, I'll send you everything of what it's gonna lock in. I'm not gonna tell everybody what it is, but
right.
I think you're gonna love it. I think you're gonna love it, man.
Okay, I like to hear that. Hey man, what's on the database? Is it fixed?
Yeah, man, no, you still can't put nothing on the database.
No,
like you have to actually email the admin and everything just for them to do anything, but then you're still not getting anything.
What?
Yeah. Then I see people trying other websites or other ways to do it. It's not working.
You just kind of got to build it if nothing's working out.
Yeah. No, it's not working. It's not working at all.
Like you can put up, I believe you can do like
Just mating outcomes.
mating outcomes, and that's just about it.
If the dog was in the database, you can't create a puppy though.
Correct.
Right.
If your dog was already in there as an old dog, it's been there, yeah. But in the last 2 years, the last year and a half,
Yeah, you can't
dog
do
not in there, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in trouble. That's crazy.
Hey, let loose, boys. I think we just need to start do something else. Start our own little database.
Yeah, something, right?
Hey, we do a lot over here, Mr. Top G. We do a lot.
Man, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with what I'm seeing, man. I think y'all had me on, and I don't want to pitch out a show. My wife is trying to get on the road. I need to see her off and level her for a minute.
No, absolutely.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, George, for
that.
being here. Definitely, we appreciate it.
Yeah,
we'll definitely run back part 2 with you.
Part 2. Bring the questions. We can get a little salty. You know, I bring some tissue. I need to wipe my eyes.
Yeah.
Right.
We just getting warmed up.
All right, I'm sure it's gonna do something that's gonna upset somebody, man.
Right?
Oh man, I think that's what we live for on the most part.
But peace and blessings. Happy New Year to y'all, man.
Happy New Year, George.
Happy New Year.
No doubt.
Absolutely, man. Y'all be easy. Peace.
All right.
All right. Yeah.